Welcome. I've got some very special women that are on here right now. Today, this is the last live in our series. In the whole month of February, what we were talking about was leveraging a service-based business. And so if you haven't got caught up with all the different lives, the first one I think was how to start a business in 24 hours. We talked about adding in a service to your product-based business and a lot of other things. So make sure you go and check out the other lives that are posted here. You can look at the post topics in the group #live trainings to go back there, grab what you need, and take some action. So today, what we're talking about is just different service-based business ideas. And of course, what better model to use than the awesomely amazing ladies that are a part of the Finding Freedom Accelerator. And so we're going to talk a little bit about some of their ideas to hopefully spark some inspiration for you. But before we jump into that, let me introduce these amazing women, because these women are coaches inside of the Finding Freedom Accelerator. And you can ask any of the ladies that we may talk about who happen to also be in this group about interacting with these ladies. Oh my gosh, I'm sure they will tell you, game changer. So let's go ahead and do some introductions. So on my screen, I'm just gonna go like this. So the first person we're gonna start with is Chastity Snow. Chastity is a success coach inside the Accelerator and an amazing entrepreneur. All these women are amazing entrepreneurs. Chastity, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself.
Okay, hey y'all. I'm Chastity. Again, I'm a success coach inside Finding Freedom. On top of that, I've gone through Finding Freedom. So I have my guests a little extra sprinkle of insight as to what the program looks like and how impactful and life-changing it can be. Outside of Finding Freedom, I run Reckless Branding and VA. So I am in the business of helping other women, other writers, aspiring writers, new writers, publish, get recognized and paid. I believe everybody has a story in them, and sometimes you just need someone to help you along the way to figure out those moves, because while we think writing the story is it, there's so much more after that. So that's where I come in, but I am your biggest cheerleader. I can't say that because all of us are cheerleaders. However, we just love what we do. We really do. And what else did you want me to say?
No, you're good. And as Chastity likes to say, knows how to check you in love.
Yes, I do. Yeah. Aisha knows.
Awesome. Before we jump to Colleen, quick hello, Lisa, I see you are on. Chris, I see you are on. Hello, ladies. We're gonna have to be sure we cover a couple of your business ideas, especially since you are on and they really are inspirational. So let's jump over to Colleen, another success coach inside of the Accelerator and amazing entrepreneur. Go ahead, Colleen.
Thank you for that introduction. Yes, my business is business consulting. So that really covers a lot of things. So I'm super excited to be part of this world and to help all you ladies. And I too stepped away from corporate and made that leap, and it was the best thing I ever did. So I'm really excited to jump in and help all of you follow your dreams too.
Awesome. Thank you, Colleen. And before we jump over to Miss Anna, for those of you that are in and that are watching right now live, again, we always like to know who has a service-based business right now and who maybe wants it to be their path. So if you have a service-based business right now, or that's the idea that's in your heart, just say me. And if you're more just in the product space and that's where your love is, just say product. I was gonna say not me, don't say that. just say product. It just helps us in differentiating what's going on and who's doing what. Awesome. Okay, last but not least, the glue that keeps us mentally checked and together, Miss Anna Reyes. I just had to say it like that.
Yes, I love it. You got my last name correctly.
I don't play. Look, maybe I got a little Latina in me somewhere. So Anna is the mindset coach inside of the Accelerator. So Anna, please introduce yourself. Again, another amazing entrepreneur.
Hello, ladies. So as Candice introduced me, my name is Anna. Ana Reyes, and I'm a mindset coach. I have my own company. It's product based and it's service business based also. So the name of my company is Already Done Coaching and Consulting. And I sell products. I wrote a book. My book is gonna be 2 years old. Coming. So I gotta speak to you, Chastity. I just heard what you said. I'm like, oh, hold up, wait a minute. Because as entrepreneurs, we always want to build relationships to make our business better. Outside of the Finding Freedom program, I do mindset, and outside of the Finding Freedom program, I call myself a self-mastery coach because that's what we're doing, self-mastering the mind, emotional intelligence, and how we can create our activity so we can become more of the person that we want to become, right? So the mind, as long as you get your mind in track with anything that we want to do, whether we want to build a business, whether you want to lose weight, whether you want to strengthen a relationship with a loved one, or whatever it is that you want to do, if your mind is not on track and clear on what is that you want to do and what you want to create, nothing is going to be possible. So that's why mindset is imperative. It's imperative. It's the first place that I started 8 years ago with my development. I didn't become an official business until 2 years ago. And I'm just so glad that to work aside Candace and Chastity and Colleen, because I'm learning so much. As I help other people, I'm also growing and learning so much. And that's what's so important about building good business relationship with awesome quality people that understand the wholeness of what you want to do and what everybody wants to do. So I'm just excited to be here. And I'm ready to get everybody's mind nice and clear so they can build and create what it is that they want.
That's
yes, energy. I love honest energy.
That is what it's all about. All right. So for those of you that are just joining us, remember to say hello in the chat because there are more of you watching than I've seen names come through. So be sure to say hello in the chat so that we can interact with you. And Lee, I see being a writer, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name. I see being a writer is on your list. Sounds interesting. I'm looking at Chastity all at the same time. Okay, so let's do this. Let's talk about some of the ideas. Let's look. So inside of the accelerator, and you'll hear me talk about this just from a service-based perspective, the thing that we focus on, because we focus on service offerings that also have premium price tags that we can attach to it. Because remember, when we're talking about you making your transition from a corporate role into doing entrepreneurship full time, we all know that finances are important. And so having a good financial foundation is important. And one of the ways that we can do that quickly is by having a premium price tag and a super valuable service with a transformational result. We have the coaching category, we've got the consulting category, and we've got the done for you services. And we've got ladies that are in all of those categories, have businesses that are running in all of those categories. And since we've got two of the ladies that I can see are in the chat, Lisa and Chris, why don't we talk about theirs? So maybe let's start with Lisa. So Lisa's a fitness queen.
Yes, fitness. I love fitness.
She is a fitness queen. And Lisa, by the way, feel free to drop any comments in here as you hear us talking about you and your business idea. But I just love this whole idea around helping moms and then helping new moms have that bounce back, have that body, that comeback after birth. Like the fitness industry is huge.
And that's important because a lot of moms don't come out of that. And it's very tough.
Yep.
The hormones.
It is a mindset, isn't it, Anna? Fitness is a real mindset.
Yes, because what I've noticed, like I just reached my weight goal, but now I will have another goal, which is building, like chiseling my body and see my body a certain way. So now I have to even build my mind to keep going, because even though I reach my fitness goal as far as weight loss, now I have to train my body again for another goal. For all of our elevation is going to be readjusting the mind and rechecking the mind. So now we can stay still in the building, in the progress. Yes, that's very important, especially for moms, because moms go through a lot.
Yeah, they do. And I even tell Lisa, since when we think about fitness, sometimes we think about it on a superficial level and not really on a inside healthy level. So there's a way to, again, let's talk about what we want fitness to look like, what we want to be able to see in the mirror, but what we also want to feel like. Do we want to feel good when we get up? Do we want to have energy?
Mhm.
That's just as important as looking good on the outside if you don't feel good on the inside. So I love Lisa in the fitness, and we've talked about all kind of things that she can do to just bring awareness to what she's doing and how she's moving.
Absolutely. And whenever you're talking about, this is the last point on Lisa, I know we got some other points to explore here. Whenever you're talking about a business with a trend, Lisa just said, those calories matter too. Yes.
It's so much.
This is
And
why
all starts.
this is why you are the expert, Lisa. For sure.
Yes.
So here's the other thing too, as we talk about results, and this is just a quick spin-off of you, Chastity, as you ladies are thinking about your service-based business idea, we in the accelerator, we are never, oh, okay, that sounds like this novel thing. Let's go do it and see what happens. Nobody has time for that. We are looking for, one, are there other models that exist in the world for the thing you're thinking about? And maybe it isn't quite like you because there's only one you. Right? You bring a set of unique experiences to the business, but is there something that exists? And then when you start talking about selling it, to your point, Chastity, about how do they feel? What's this? What's that? You're always looking for what's that end result? Nobody's buying a fitness plan. They're buying I want my husband to look at me a certain way, or I want you name it. I want to walk past a mirror and feel good. I want to go back to my reunion and have people just jaws drop. Those are the results.
Buying a transformation.
Absolutely.
The increase in confidence.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about another one. So that's from the coaching, that's in the coaching space. Since Chris is on, and I think Chris is still on, let's talk about Chris's. I love Chris's. So Chris's offer is in the diversity space, the diversity and inclusion space. And I tell you right now, and I bet a lot of you can identify with this inside of this group, right? To be able to have someone that can help you through when you are in a marginalized group and you're trying to break through to that next level, right? From a career perspective or whatever you're trying to do. This is where Chris's offer is playing, in that D&I space. There's Chris, I see her coming through in the chat. And so how powerful is that? And these are the things that you may not necessarily recognize them until you've been a part of that group, right? Where you see the need and you see it happening. And that's awesome. And one of the things that I love, I'll say this, I'll turn it over to you guys. Chris, when we think about where ideas are born from, Chris's idea in this D&I offer, some of this is work that she's actually doing today at her job. It's not her role, but it's something that she's felt so much passion for that it's, okay, I'm gonna just step over the line here and give my time to help pushing diversity and inclusion, even though it's not my day job. But man, this is so valuable. And people are doing it every day. And this is a model that also exists in the world. I might as well take a step forward and make it happen. Yeah, so that's Chris's. I don't know, ladies, any thoughts on Chris's ideas?
I think it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I do too. And I think of all the times that myself or I've been in a situation, especially in business, where as a woman or as a minority or as anything, you're very uncomfortable. And that, again, I go back to Anna, that whole mindset of how you deal with it. I think that's awesome because people don't talk about that. They just leave there feeling really bad, and then they don't accomplish what they need to because they're in that space. That's great, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I hope everybody is, again, realizing as you're thinking about your businesses, and the ladies have heard me say this so many times in the accelerator, they probably could write it in their sleep. For you not to take action on this impactful business idea, both impactful, not only impactful, right? Because we don't just focus, we do focus on impact, but we like to make sure that profitability sits right there with it. They don't have to be compromises. And so for you to not go forward on some of those ideas, can be very selfish. And like when you think about just the quality of the conversation that we have had about how their clients, Chris's and Lisa's clients, can be affected with what they bring to the world. When you think about that for yourself, that should make you say, okay, what do I need to do to get this out into the world? Somebody needs me. Okay, all right. So let's go through just a couple more. We're not going to be on here all night. We were a little bit behind, but let's go through just a couple more. And before we go through those couple more, if there is anybody who is watching, who's just, I've got my idea, I'm being selfish, and by definition, selfish means I haven't taken enough action or action isn't clear enough for me, type idea in the chat. Okay, and we'll be sure to circle around with you on how we can help you. So type idea in the chat if that's you, okay? Because we'll be on the lookout for about 7 people from this group to help through that and bringing that to life. So type idea in the chat if that's you. And again, hashtag replay if you're on replay. All right, so let's just take a look at a couple other ones here. We'll only be on for just a few more minutes. So we talked about a couple in the coaching category. Let's talk about some of the consulting stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a quick rundown of some top of mind ones, right? Because we can talk all day about these ladies' businesses. And for those of you like Lisa, Chris, or any other lady in the accelerator who comes to watch, this literally is what we do about you every week. From the consulting side of things, so we've got Ashley's business idea, which is in the insurance space. Miss Healthcare Maven, and all about just optimization for people, helping them get that most efficiency, whether they're majorly sick is not the word. I have to get Ashley to help me with the terminology, but whether they're like severely ill or chronically in the hospital, how do you help them really optimize and give them the insurance at the right levels that they need and that type of thing. We've got that going on. We've got Wendy, who's fairly new into the accelerator. And I know every time that Wendy's business idea just floats in the air, Chastity just goes crazy.
Legitimately over the moon for her idea. I don't know if it's because I live in a small town, and so the space that she's in is luxury, and I'm not talking luxury, legitimate luxury. But at the same time, I love Whitney's attitude about luxury and it being what we as women deem as luxury, not what I guess society put. They had the Birkin bag debacle. So her space, it just does something to me because I am from a small town, and although I'm from a small town, I have big city spending ideas of the things that I love and the things that I want to buy and the things that I want my spouse to buy for me. And when people ask me what I want for gifts, and I'm like, you don't want to know what I want for a gift. I'm not even going to be able to find it here. But that's the space that she's in, is making that luxury more accessible, as opposed to or even knowing how to find it. But the idea that she believes that all women deserve luxury, I literally just light up inside. I don't know. I don't have an explanation for it.
It is an awesome idea. And the passion that comes through, those are all signs.
If there wasn't something like Finding Freedom to take somebody's unique idea or idea that they don't really think is profitable or that they can make a living, or you're really not seeing anybody doing it, you give that, okay, so what? There's nobody doing it yet. Okay, create that space. Start that space, or get into the space and thrive. Without Finding Freedom, some of those ideas just may stay that, an idea or a wish, a hope. I don't know what you're waiting on. I don't.
And I don't even know if it not only just stays an idea. For many of you, and this is the sad thing, and for many of you, it's likely to be a reality statistically, okay? This is me, you're getting coach mode me, which you don't always get. You get it, But the accelerator ladies tend to get a whole different version. Not a different version, but just a very much more intense. But there is a reality that there is a good chunk of you who have a desire for entrepreneurship. The desire is strong, but your action taking and your decision making will keep you where you are. And that just is the reality, right? Either I want this, we call them entrepreneurs. I want this, but your actions don't align. No, I want this, but procrastination, delay, time, life. And then you look back and it just sort of is what it is. So I'm always proud to see the ladies that do take their step, and whether it's Finding Freedom or it's something else, it doesn't matter. Finding Freedom is not the only program that can help you in taking your step forward. Seeing you move forward in anything is amazing. And there are some ladies in this group right now who I know are moving forward beautifully, who are not in Finding Freedom. And I'm going to give a quick shout out to one of them in particular who comes to mind, Cassandra Dorrance Henderson. She's probably going to catch us on replay. Major action taker, right? Major. That's all that matters, that you move and you get the guidance and direction that shortcuts. Okay, so just a couple more here. Let's just move into the done for you services category. Before we jump into it, those of you that are watching, if you're with us so far, if you've gotten any inspiration, if you're taking away anything as we are talking, drop an emoji in the chat, or inspired, or drop the emoji, something that just lets us know that you are with us. And we haven't lost you along the way because we just enjoy talking. All right, so let's move into the done for you services category. Yeah, we don't have time to go through everybody that's in this category. I'm gonna shout out to you guys. There's one in particular that's at the top of my list, but I'm just gonna jump through a few of them. We've got Bartisha and her cleaning business, who is killing it, which, by the way, I will get posted into this group. And look, Cassandra is on. Cassandra, hello. So I will post a client interview that I just did with Bartisha recently. Just killing it. Has a deep love for cleaning. And that's her business, focused in on female business owners, either at their brick and mortar locations, salons and whatnot, or in their homes. And she's doing a mix of that out in California. We've got Chelsea, who is new in, who is focusing in on staffing, being a staffing agency, especially to educational institutions. We've got Miss Aisha Bree, who is coming in from a design services for authors and publishers with authors on their rosters to make their books fly off the shelf. We've got Miss Andrea Sealy, who also is new in and is like blazing. Like, Andrea, I've got to tell you, we were talking about you earlier today, because we love when the ladies move with speed, because success loves speed. So she's got this interior design business, and she came in with the business and is just in the place of growing it and just shaping the offer that aligns with what she wants to see and the vision that she wants to see forward and her goals. So are there any of those in particular, ladies, that you guys might want to just talk about a little bit more at all? And I also didn't mention, it's worth mentioning in the consulting space, because I just love the energy, Chantel's business in business development and consulting and that type of thing, as she's spent most of her time, and is a lot of what she does in her career today, in helping other businesses to grow, other franchises to grow, which is super awesome. But ladies, anything that you want to mention or call out of any of those ideas?
I love the energy of these ladies. They're also very unique. And what's very neat is they start with this idea and they take it to a level that is so unique and so fun that there's no stopping them on being successful, because they're all such good thinkers. They just know how to grab something outside the box and go with it. It's great.
Absolutely.
They're brilliant minds, honestly. High energy, actively doing, like you said, they're moving through, and not just with the ideas, because again, they're in spaces that I would never know. That's not my life experience. And that's something that we talk about when we go through the accelerator or with anybody is what has life taught you that you can use to create a business? Or, and these ladies have just taken things that they either love, that they're passionate about, that they know, and they're now going to be able to do the one thing that sometimes a lot of us wish we would have done sooner, and that's turn our passion into a paycheck. I wish I would have known sooner. Of course, I'm grateful that I know now. I'm happy to see that these ideas didn't just stay ideas, these passions didn't just stay amongst family and friends, because I know a lot of that is how we start. We start helping a family friend, or a friend, and we're like, hey, I get paid for this. So again, if that's something that you're like, I'm always helping my friends do this, that could be your idea. That could be your exit, your escape out of corporate into freedom. Take the time to think about it and then take that action.
Yep, absolutely. And I'll say this as we close out. Again, for those of you, whether you're watching right now or you come back and you watch on replay, doesn't matter. But know this, right? You taking action is the only way anything happens. Anything. Doesn't matter if it's Finding Freedom. It doesn't matter if it's a book that you decide to buy on Amazon, a course that you decided to buy that you found on Instagram, whatever. You have to take action to step forward. It can't just be thoughts in your head or things that you say. Because as powerful as it is, and now I'm going to take a quick step because you guys know I'm huge on mindset. I'm huge on law of attraction. I'm huge on all of it. So I know and I recognize, right? As much as I speak things, and it is important to speak things and live in them now, the importance of the now, but you also get inspired action from that. There's some inspired action that just happens. And so it's important for you to get aligned and move. And I'll say, whether you're watching now or you're watching later, come this next month in March, if you want our attention, we work as a unit. Bartisha, whose interview I'm going to put in here, she said, I promise you, this was actually after the camera went off. She's like, I feel like you guys are in my head. I feel like you're in my head because you've got no excuses, right? Coming out of chastity and quick execution. You've got Anna, who is not allowing you to have this mental defeat. Does not happen. You've got Colleen, excuse me. You've got Colleen. Oh my gosh, this woman bought and sold multiple businesses, taught entrepreneurship at university level. Like, we've got you covered. So if that's a path that you want to take, we're more than willing to help and support you. Just drop a more in the chat. If that is a path that you're interested in, drop a more in the chat. We'll definitely circle around with you and just let you know what's possible for you in March. So that said, that's all for today. And we were on a little bit longer, but we had a rough start. So hoping everyone has a great evening. Any last thoughts, ladies?
No, go be great.
Great.
Go be great.
Be great.
Go get it. Don't be afraid.
That's it.
I hear you. And Lee, I do see you more. And Lisa, we already got you. You get all of our love and attention. And I did hear that a search party almost had to be sent out for you.
Did. Flashlight. Cadaver dogs, all of that good stuff.
So we will circle back with you. Okay, so stay tuned. And anybody else, just drop a more and absolutely we'll circle back with you. All right, ladies, thank you so much.
Good night.
Love you all.
Love you
all in the group. And have a great night. We'll talk again soon.